Okay, so I've got most of this stuff listed on, it's actually on my Facebook page, is where I do a lot of my, put a lot of pictures and stuff of projects. You know, again, I'm just kind of getting back into making the videos, but this was the, my dad's, Super Sport Monte Carlo that I'd actually done fixed the rust and stuff on. Made a patch in the back here. I had to patch a couple small spots. What I did is I machine stripped. I pulled the vinyl top off at all the trim. I used 80 grit sandpaper on DA and stripped the entire roof to bare metal. What I did to save a lot of the paint was I masked on the edge right before, like where the paint hadn't yet, the paint on the car hadn't been damaged yet, and I've got a little handheld sandblaster, like a little spot blaster, and I just went and sandblasted any of the pits. Luckily it wasn't bad enough where it really broke through on a lot of spots. So here's where I'd done the body work on the driver's side. It had come down the quarter a pretty good ways, so I had to repair a little bit more than I wanted there. But you know, things don't always work out. Here it all is, body work all done in primer. Just made sure all the holes were there for all my emblems and that kind of stuff. And here I've got the chrome trim on there, just to show how far over I had to come with bodywork. And I was gonna try and keep it small. You know, I was gonna try and keep the repair kind of small, and just try and do a blend on the top. But it's too nice of a car to do that, so that's why I ended up doing a little bit more paint work on it than I really anticipated. But you know, things happen. Here's some of it out of order. Here what I've done is I was going to use a brand of paint that I used to use a long time ago. It's by Sem, Rust Shield. I was going to end up using that, but it was kind of hard to come by. We've got a paint supply store called English Color. It's who I basically go to down here. So I had to bite the bullet, spend the money on Pour 15. So I masked the entire roof and sprayed the roof in Pour 15. Typically you're not supposed to, it says you're not supposed to top coat this stuff right over bodywork. That's why I primed just the bodywork areas before I sprayed it on. There's a couple more shots of it in the Pour 15. Here I've got the quarter all wet sanded down. I had the trunk lid removed, and what I did to avoid any tape lines or anything like that, because whoever had done the car here, you know, 20-something years ago, had pulled the car apart when they'd painted it. So I mean, they did a really good paint job on there. Even, you know, a lacquer paint job from the 80s, it still looks phenomenal. So I masked off without the trunk lid on there, and then just back taped that 1/4 panel on the passenger side. That way I wouldn't have any tape lines. And right up here, what I ended up doing, that way I didn't have to go down the whole thing, is just did a little blend right in here, where you see me rubbing with the mouse there. Here it is, all colored and cleared. I went ahead and just put some red on the inside to just reshoot the jam just to clean it up. It come out real good. You can see on the paper where the paper got red. That's usually a good indication that you're using plenty of paint. When you've got lots of paint on your stands, lots of paint on your paper, letting you know that you weren't cheap with it. There's more shots of it. Here it is, good view of, here it is untaped, the red's all done, there's the black. Here I am, this was during color sand and buffing, and it ended up coming out really well. I used, on this I used PPG, or Yeah, PPG 2021 clear coat. It's typically you want to use 2021 for larger jobs and stuff, but that was all I had available at the time for a good base coat. So I mean, good clear coat. I'm sorry. So I used that with a faster drying reducer because it was kind of hot out when I was doing this. And here's more of it, all buffed out. And there's a picture of me, and if you can see my reflection in there. Here's the garage right before I brought in the paint. And here it is after I had the all the trim and everything put back on it, vinyl top put on it, all the Monte Carlo emblems, stuff like that. So trunk lid on it. Went from that to that. And it probably took me, I don't know, working on it on and off, probably took me about a week and a half to do it. Just working on it at night after work. So figured I'd show you some of that because a lot of people have been asking about that. So there.